We start this month with a huge Cyber Monday, and we're also celebrating the launch of brand new programs over at Synchronicity University, which includes legendary astrologers like Maurice Fernandez and legends in the making like Key Taylor and Sabrina Monarch, and so much more. All those links are below. It'll be a great month. Enjoy. Hello, fabulous superstar Cancer. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of December 2024. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. Boy, is it a very special time. And it truly is so special now. Powerful energies are with us. And it is going to be on the first of the month that we will have a new moon. And this new moon is special. Well, actually, what is special is the fact that we start the month on a new moon, but we also end the month on a new moon as well. And so this rare phenomenon of two new moons in a calendar month emphasizes this sense of beginning that much more. It is, of course, next month that we're going to start a brand new year. And wow, is the universe ever setting the stage for that? And so the new moon that happens at the beginning of the month invites you to focus on your day. So what's happening in your daily life, your work life, your clients, customers, coworkers are here. Now, outside of that, maybe you're not in the workspace anymore, or that is not necessarily how this energy is coming forward entirely. Well, the other way is with your daily habits, your daily rituals, and how well you take care of you, and taking the best of care of you could be part of what stirs for you now. Keep in mind that Mercury is retrograde in this part of the sky for the first half of the month as well. Now, for all that, some characteristics to take into consideration is this new moon is speaking in supreme harmony with Mars. So there's a lot of energy here, a lot of empowerment here, and Mars is in a financial part of your sky. So there might be some sense of opportunity, especially work-related opportunity, and the money part of it is there. However, what we also have is Saturn making a conversation, or an alignment rather, of tension with this new moon energy. And it is Saturn that is moving through a worldly part of your sky, having to do with your morals, your ethics, your higher values, philosophy, political and religious values are covered here, and beliefs. But in a more practical way, this has to do with long distance travel, immigration, citizenship, higher learning, and legal matters as well. And so new moons can bring with them new chapters, new understandings. And as part of any new beginning, it means that you're ending certain chapters as well. So all of that might come part and parcel with this time, which might be very welcome. But it is that connection with Saturn that I find kind of tricky, actually. I'm going to be straightforward with you. We have Saturn and Neptune in the same part of the sky, lit up throughout important lunar events this month, and in other ways as well that we're going to talk about here. But I feel like so much of what might be happening in your life in a real way, it's like a part of the question for you is, does this match what I believe about the world? Does this align with my beliefs? Am I compromising my ethics in some way? Or what am I sacrificing in order to align more fully my days with what I believe, what my morality is? These might be parts of the consideration now. So we get here clients, customers, coworkers. New moons bring with them new people and new opportunities. You might see that pop up for you in some way now, but it comes along with the effort. It comes along with the work. Now, Saturn can suggest sacrifice and delayed gratification. So if it is in any of these areas we just talked about, like long distance travel, like I said, higher education, if you're trying to make something happen there, it might be that at this time, under the light of this first new moon, that you become aware of what the sacrifice is, and how and what is involved in that, and how you feel about it. All of that may stir for you as part of figuring out not just the next best steps, but the right choices for you as well. Certain ethics can be blurry, and that's okay. Certain ethics are not to be compromised, especially with Saturn. And you will know the difference based on how you feel about what's transpiring at this time. And if there is something you're really hoping to do, you're really wanting to do, some adventure you want to take on, that's part of where Saturn is as well. This is where you put it in its right place, or you understand the sacrifices you can make now to set yourself up to have that adventure that you are desiring. Now, it is going to be on the 6th of the month that Mars goes retro in a financial part of your sky. There are Mars retrograde special horoscopes up on my website, nadiyashah.com. And of course, I've been talking about this here on my YouTube channel as well. You can check out the horoscope video I made about that for all signs. But having said that, of course, I'm going to walk this journey with you as we go along. And it is this Mars going retro in that financial part of the sky that's going to invite you to look at what you believe about money and what you're willing to do for money, what you're not willing to do as well. But what I find with this placement is that wherever Mars goes, you're pouring energy in that direction. There can be a feeling of urgency. There can be a feeling of needing to fight for what you want and the direction you want to go in one way or another. And so regardless of what that is for you, understand that this is a time that you will look back on and realize how much you learned about yourself and how it changes your understanding of what you can do, what you will do. Your relationship with money itself might change. Outside of finances, self-love, self-esteem might be part of the work and the effort that you're taking. And this effort becomes that much more heightened when it is that Mars is stationary. When Mars is standing still, it is closer to the Earth than it's going to be otherwise, and it is at the height of its power. So you're feeling it that much more. And remember, a key characteristic of this Mars retrograde season is that it's moving in and out of your sign. And so it's going to be a month later that Mars will re-enter your sign, and I'll be here to talk about it every step of the way. It isn't just about money. It's also about you and what matters to you most and first. These two areas are intimately linked over the course of these months of this larger Mars retrograde season. On the 7th of the month, Neptune goes direct, also in the same worldly part of the sky that Saturn is in that I mentioned a moment ago. And here we have a wake up, really. It's like being shook awake. It's like all of a sudden you didn't realize you were asleep until you had to wake up. The alarm went off, it jolted you awake. That's the type of feeling that a lot of us are going to be having. I mean, think about the fact that Mars is at the height of its power. There's already all this urgency in the air, all this passion in the air for so many people. And then you add this sense of being shaken awake that a lot of us are going to be feeling as well. Well, you put them together, yeah, there's going to be a lot of energy for some of us, a little bit on edge, but also it's ultimately an invitation to acknowledge what's real and to own our power. That's the higher realization of these energies at this time. And so for you, getting very clear about where you are to be in the world, where you want to be. And if you are involved in a legal matter, higher education matter, this is where you're able to see things differently in some way, more clearly as well. Where any part of your life isn't lining up with your beliefs, your ethics, your morality, wherever that finds you, politically, philosophically, religiously, spiritually, you're going to be able to see it. You'll have a sense of a wake up in that respect. And it's going to invite you to consider what's worth doing and what isn't, and how to manifest a life in every area of life that allows you to feel like you are living in alignment with your ethics. But regardless, this is forward. This is you moving forward. And this is you getting out into the world in some way, metaphorically, perhaps, intellectually, perhaps, or literally as well. It is going to be on the 15th of the month. We're only at the half point of the month now. We are going to have two huge celestial events take place. One is a full moon in the sign just before yours, and it happens on the same day as Mercury going direct. Both orient around truth, right? That's a huge theme this month. Getting honest with yourself is the most loving thing you can do to then align yourself with these brand new beginnings that are as part of a brand new year that is starting next month. So here we have that full moon. I'll talk about that first. It is close in the sky to Jupiter, but it is also speaking in tension with Neptune and Saturn as well. And what that suggests is a wake up. Again, this part of the sky is about sleep itself, right? Where Jupiter is, where I've been telling you about Jupiter's placement. It is about what's happening on levels of soul, psyche, spirit, and the unconscious itself. Well, you get a full moon here, and so much is illuminated inside of you. Your inner world just lights up. But it's also about acknowledging healthy closures and fortunate closures at that. This can also be very powerful where it comes to forgiveness, especially the kind that allows you to move forward in some way, move forward with your life, move forward with knowing that there's more to come and more to be, and there absolutely is. But this can be a moment of fortunate closures, and karmic blessings. If any karmic blessings are going to come, they literally are going to feel like they come out of nowhere. But again, there's that question, does this put you where you want to be? Ethically, morally, or literally as well in your life, in the planet? Is that playing out, or is there some tension, or is there a sense of needing to take effort in order to be where you want as part of what's coming forward now? And so for some, it's going to be realizing that where you thought you were to be, that ain't it for you. For others, it's going to be some sense of, realizing where maybe you haven't been living true to what you actually believe about the world. And that can be part of the tension playing out here, but also that honesty then resets your sail and brings greater peace within. This part of the sky that the full moon is in also has to do with a sense of knowing energetically that you have so much more yet to do in this lifetime, even if you can't pinpoint what that is or what details that might be, what that might entail. You feel it and you know it in your bones. Mercury going direct on the same day in that part of the sky where we had the new moon, your daily life, clients, customers, coworkers, work tasks, health, and how well you take care of you. It's interesting that this part of the sky that Mercury goes direct in is so much about the reality of life, the mundaneness of how life is actually lived, versus the full moon energy, which is all about the dream space, right? They can be very much at contrast, but they both matter now because it's about contrasting the dream, the fear, the hope with what's actually taking place, what the details are showing you, what the evidence is showing you. And what do you want your life to actually be experienced as? Not just what you intuitively feel is right for you, but rather, where is it that you are in your life right now? Where is it that you have certain skills that you've built? What is it that you do well? What is it that's showing up for you to do in a very real way? And where is it that you might be able to find the bliss, the sacred, if you will, in the mundane? That might be part of the focus under this sky. The 30th of the month brings with it the second new moon in this calendar month, the energy that we are going to be stepping into a new year with. And this is a new moon in your opposite sign. This new moon is speaking in harmony with Saturn. That really is the key conversation here. And this harmonious connection with Saturn brings with it practical steps, but also in the sign of partnership, it's new people to align with. And this could be for business or professional alliances. And it's about taking one step at a time and looking at what makes sense for you. But I think a lot of Cancerians are going to experience this energy in the context of love. And where it comes to matters of love, when we have important lunar energy in your opposite sign, someone is there to help you to understand where you are in love and how you feel about it. The great thing is with that sextile to Saturn, there's a sense of being honest with yourself, a sense of realism, a sense of really looking at what your life is showing you, what another person might be showing you. And it's about being responsible and mature, but it's also about playing the long game as well. And so, for those of you open to meeting someone new, as you get towards the end of the month and the end of a year, I can't help but feel there is going to be somebody there. You're either meeting someone new or, someone that maybe has been in the periphery or you kind of were interested in. Now it feels like things are kind of, able to take a step forward or have a sense of a new beginning. And all of that can be really exciting at this time. But you're playing the long game in one way or another. You're being honest with yourself about what this person is showing you as well, as part of figuring out how you feel and where you are in love and what it is that you ultimately are wanting to manifest. What effort does that take? Well, chances are you'll be committing to that path. For those of you just starting to date someone, getting really honest with yourself about who this person is, what it is that they're showing you, and whether or not you feel this is moving towards partnership in a meaningful way or not. Because if it isn't, you're going to be able to make a responsible choice to say, you know what, it's okay, this has served its purpose, I'm going another way. But for others, this might be a time when, as a result of the experiences you've been having with this person, things start moving in that direction of deeper commitment and feeling a greater sense of presence in each other's lives. And for those of you in an established bond, well, look, the overwhelming majority is going to find this a time, there's an energy of new beginnings, new understandings, and it ultimately fortifies the bond, helps the two of you feel closer. You're making some shared decisions together that you like. There is going to be that very small percent out there. If you felt for a while that you might not be with the right person for you, I think a lot of that is going to stir. This is an energy of a fresh start. And if it is that this is not someone to navigate forward with, that fresh start will have you making plans of what it is to go another way. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It is a powerful and meaningful astrological moment. I'm going to say I love the energy of, Neptune going direct. It's not always comfortable, but it's not going to shake you out of a fantasy that you don't need to be made aware of. And it can feel like a wake up from a dream that maybe you were enjoying, but it is ultimately the wake up that you need. Because it's wonderful to have hope. It's wonderful to have dreams. It's wonderful to have fantasies. But it's another thing to realize them, to make them real. And we need to acknowledge the difference between the two in order to then make real what we are hoping to. So stay open, and where it is and how it is that your wake up comes, embrace it. It is ultimately there to help you to know more of the world within yourself. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with Choose Your Membership Rate over at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com or thefutureismagical.com. Now, higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Links are in the description below. Remember, this is December. We've got lots of giveaways happening over on my website, NadiyaShah.com, and on my social media. So make sure you follow me there. And I look forward to celebrating this last month of December with you. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.